Hey guys, Misi here, and today I want to talk about my bookish goals for 2025. The things that I am letting go in 2024 and the things that I want to continue in 2025. First of all, I have a new camera, which I'm so excited about. Like, look at it, it's amazing. Yesterday, my camera broke. The day before, I actually recorded this exact same video and something happened with the audio, like you couldn't hear me at all. So I went to re-record it the next day and my camera wasn't working, and that was just a whole debacle. I cried, I flipped out. My husband tried to fix it, and then we decided that it was just time for me to get a new camera. I had the Sony ZV-IF, which is like their introductory camera to like for beginners, and now I upgraded to the Sony Alpha ZV E10, and I can already tell a difference. I love my old camera, it was amazing, but this is just even better. With that being said, I'm going to do my makeup while we talk about my bookish goals for 2025. Because I have other content I need to push out that I haven't been able to do because of all of this debacle. And I know you're probably thinking, why didn't I just record on my phone? As you can see, I love my camera. I used to use my camera for most of my content. And there's nothing wrong with the phones. I just really prefer to make my content on my camera. I just love the quality. And it's just my personal preference. Anyway, one of the main things I want to continue in 2025 in terms of bookish goals is to not overset my like reading goals. And one of my mutuals actually made a good video about this on her TikTok, and I completely agree. Like every year my bookish goal to read is about 40 to 50 books. And of course, I always exceeded. I think I've read around, honestly, y'all, I'm really bad at keeping track of my books, and I'm trying to do better with that. That's another thing I'm going to try to do for 2025, is keep track of my books. But I'm going to do a rough estimate and say 80 to 90 books. I do expect that it's more than that, but I haven't had a time to really track every single book that I've read this year to give you a definitive answer. So let's say 80 to 90 books. But I just don't want to stress about like trying to reach 100 books. And though this is a booktube account and I will be creating content, I don't want it to ever get to the point where reading feels like a job for me, or I'm like forcing myself. And some people are able to, you know, set their goal to be 100 or 200, and it doesn't feel like that for them. Everyone's experience is subjective, and for me, I feel like if I overset my goal to 100, it's not going to feel enjoyable for me. That's just how sorry guys, hold on one second. Also, I have other goals this year, which I do every year, and I'm going to do another video with that soon of my vision board, the goals that I have for 2025. I have other goals, and with those other goals, they require time and energy, and because of the time and energy that they require, reading books cannot be the one-all be-all for me. And reading takes time. It takes time, and I have to divide my time. I also work. I'm also a mother. I'm also a wife, and yeah, and I have a business. So with that being said, I'm just not going to overextend myself in terms of setting a crazy reading goal. Another thing I'm not doing, which I've already kind of stopped in these last few months, is rating my books. I will rate them for Storygraph, Fable, of course. Actually, Fable allows me to just upload the books without rating them, which I love. I just want to write down the books, right? When I'm making my book reviews, I just want to tell you how I felt about the book and if I would recommend it and provide, you know, my feedback and my constructive criticism if I have it. But as for me giving it a 5-star or a 3-star, I feel like that doesn't really matter because reading is subjective. A book could be a 5-star, like by the universal majority, but if I don't like it, I don't like it. Or a book can be universally bad, but I enjoyed it. And I can know a book is horrible in terms of the writing, in terms of the plot, but if I had a good time, I had a good time. And I'm not gonna rate it 3 stars because it did its job. It made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me, you know, have feelings, enjoyable feelings or happy feelings, whatever I'm trying to say, you know what I'm trying to say. And because of that, I just don't want to diminish a book and give it this rating system because it doesn't fit my personality and it just doesn't fit for me. And it's no hate for people that do rate books, and some people really enjoy, you know, the rating system. But for me, when you're looking at my content, and if you've noticed on my TikTok page, I don't really give ratings. I will just say, hey, I think you should read this book, or hey, I don't think you should read this book, and here's my reasons why. I always get something on my shirt. I'm like a freaking kindergartner. Like, what the fuck? Hold on. I'm not going to be posting on TikTok every day, which that's something I've already kind of started to implement in terms of like the content I'm pushing out, because I don't think posting every day for me is beneficial for the content that I want to push out in the terms of like engagement. I think that I do better when I don't post every day because I like my content to look a particular way. I want to curate it in a particular manner, and because of that, I want to focus on quality, not quantity. And because of that, and the time it takes me to edit and pull out my camera and get the lighting set it up, etc., etc., even when I'm doing bulk content, which I'm doing today, I just don't want to post every day. Now, in terms of YouTube, my goal is to post at least once a week, and I think that's very feasible for me to do. If something changes, I will let you know. Another thing I'm not doing anymore, which I've already kind of stopped, is making like monthly TBR videos. No hate to people who make them. I cannot stick to a TBR. I have a list of books that I'm going to read that are on my TBR, but as to like creating a plan for myself each month, I don't have it, guys. That's not, it doesn't work for me because I'm such a mood reader, and I don't like committing to books. My only commitment that I want to have is my book club. That is it. That is all. And as for anything else, I don't feel like it's just, I feel like it's just a waste of energy for me to make content of a monthly TBR, but I know I'm not gonna stick to it. Now, what I will be continuing, which I've been doing, is my monthly wrap-ups. And sometimes I don't even list every single book that I've read in that month. Sometimes I just highlight the books that I thought were worth me mentioning, because I don't review every single book that I read, and sometimes I just don't feel like I need to give an opinion. Like, there have been a few books I've read this month that you know, I read and I just don't have anything to say about them, like good or bad. And because of that, I just for 2025, I want to be gentler. I'm on Taurus, and I don't know, I just like, I'm like a fucking monster. Like, I don't know how, I'm like the Hulk. I don't know how to grab anything softly. So I had to change my shirt because I got makeup on it. I took it off and I'm letting it soak with OxiClean because OxiClean generally solves all of my issues. Fingers crossed, it gets cleaned. And I'm wearing another light colored shirt. But I'm gonna be careful this time. I'm gonna be very careful. I'm generally good with makeup and I don't make messes, but I don't know, I feel like these last few days I've been like discombobulated. I'm gonna be very, very careful. Also, another thing, which is not really a goal but like a default, is reading diversely, but I want to be very like granular. I'm looking for more indigenous authors, more like Polynesian authors, and more Haitian and Congolese authors in the fantasy sci-fi genre. So if you know any, like if you have any recommendations, let me know. But I do want to read books that are fantasy sci-fi written by those particular ethnicities come 2025. That's it. I think those are all of my bookish ins and outs for 2025. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for liking and listening to me yap. And as always, please like and subscribe and share, and I look forward to you in the next video. Bye.